Hey everybody, it's Wes. I'm back with Jeremy for another episode of our NetHack adventures, continuing in Sokobon. What's up, Jeremy?
Hello, hello.
So last time we played, I completed the first floor of Sokobon out of 4, correct? Is that right?
Right, yeah.
It's also a full moon again tonight.
More luck for you.
Coming home from work today, I noticed that it was definitely a real full moon, just like the game told me. So that answers my question from last time, which was, does NetHack actually keep track of the lunar cycle? It turns out it does.
Well, you absolutely need all the luck you can get for Sokoban.
So does that does the full moon affect, how many things does it affect in NetHack? Do you know?
You have an actual numerical value for your luck. You know, like in other RPGs, sometimes you have a luck stat. It's one of the more hidden stats of NetHack. Obviously, it's not shown here on your HUD. You have strength, dex, constitution, and wisdom and charisma here, but luck is kind of like a hidden stat, and there are lots of ways to mold it, and other ways that you can actually kind of see what it is. But you haven't come across a whole lot of those yet. But yeah, the full moon is one example where it probably just raises your luck by a single point or whatever when you start playing on a full moon.
So last time, completing the first floor of Sokobon, I kind of screwed up and had to cheat by... Well, I definitely screwed up. There's no kind of... I screwed up and had to cheat by using a pickaxe on one of the boulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now I'm like kind of paranoid about doing...
Yeah, so like
anything.
I said, just try to be careful about the moves that you make before you really know the solutions. You just want to make sure that any moves that you make, if you're not 100% confident about them, just make sure that they're reversible in some way.
Right.
It's going to get tricky in this next little sub-room here because there's not a whole lot of blocks that you can move here that are going to be reversible because you just can't get around to the other side. So just kind of try to consider what you're doing.
Well, I can push this one in to the next room safely, I believe.
Yeah, there's actually, as far as I can tell, there's really little else that you could do here that would get you anywhere. I mean, you could push the boulder on the bottom right up that column, but then I don't really see any way that you'd be able to get that back out. So I think that's a safe bet what you're doing here. So just push it like maybe one at a time. Obviously, you're going to have to push it one more to even get in the room.
Right.
And so here, just take a consideration. So obviously you can push the top and bottom one, but those are going to corner them and make them completely useless. Right. Did you happen to count the amount of traps in here this time?
I haven't counted them yet, but I can do that right now.
Probably worth doing that before you solve these puzzles. And again, like I said, so I would count the traps, which I think in this case there's 15?
15.
And so there is, let's see, 2, 5.
I wish this window was bigger. 15 traps. How many boulders?
20 boulders?
20 boulders. So
but like I said, any of these boulders could potentially be a mimic.
Oh, right.
So that's just one thing to keep in mind, and it's not necessarily that there is, but anyway, there's a good chance that you have more than you actually need because you have 20 and 15. So even if 2 or 3 of them were mimics, which is unlikely to get that many, but you'd still be okay. So it is a possibility to corner one of those. But if there's any other way that you can do this without blocking any off, that's probably the best solution. And I will say, for most of in fact, I think there is a solution for all the Sokobon puzzles. I might be wrong on this, but I believe there's a solution for every Sokobon puzzle that I know of, such that you can do it without actually blocking or making any boulder in the entire thing completely useless.
Wow. Okay.
Not to say that that's always the easiest or best solution to the puzzle, but I believe that is the case actually.
Might be the most laborious solution.
Maybe. Usually those are kind of the safest solutions because the other thing is, like I said, there's as opposed to a traditional Sokoban puzzle, which this is based on, you have other weird stuff happening, like enemies spawning and other weird stuff that can happen. So there are other reasons that you could be blocked for some reason.
Well, I could push this one over one and then go down and then push the one to the right there over a space as well, and that would put
That would get you started on pushing blocks into the
into the hole.
traps for
Yeah.
sure. Does that block any of them though?
I don't think it does. Oh, it would permanently block that one,
Would
wouldn't it?
it?
The one two
The one that you're
spaces, three
pushing?
spaces over from me.
I don't think so, actually.
Oh wait, because I'd be going down a row. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
would not be permanently.
So I think that looks good to me.
Oh, tripression. I'm trying to remember to do occasional searches to make sure there's no mimic
Yeah,
around.
I don't know if you remember from earlier in your game. You actually did have a case where you actually saw yourself find a secret passage without searching specifically.
Yes, I do remember
Um,
that. It's happened a couple times actually.
right. So you do have something that you have, or some for some reason you have that ability. So it's possible that you would find a mimic even without looking for it.
That would be nice.
So I think you're off to a good start here.
Have you ever played any dedicated Sokobon games? Or have you only ever played it in NetHack?
Other than Chip's Challenge,
Oh, right. We
which I
talked about
mentioned
that
last
last
time.
time.
That's the only one I can think of. Although a lot of games, roguelike games, have put in not as straight up Sokoban as in NetHack, but even like my wife and I've been playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, and even that has blocks that you or barrels and crates that you can push around and do different things with. And sometimes I end up feeling like I'm playing a bit of Sokoban, those, but nothing is as straight up as this or Chip's Challenge.
So these two by the door here, technically I could push them into the doorway, but then to use them, I'd have to like push them out and then back
Yeah, so you
in,
probably want to
basically.
clear this room out first so you can have some way to push them around in there.
Yeah, that would be kind of overkill.
So yeah, actually, I think this is one of the easier Sokoban levels. I don't really think that you're going to have any trouble here. It looks like you've pretty much solved this.
Yeah. The reason I asked if you'd played any other Sokobon games is I was curious about the history of it after we
Yeah,
did
actually,
the
no.
last episode. Well, I looked it up, and
Oh,
a pretty simple. Ooh, there was a pretty simple Wikipedia entry. Sorry, I just gotta kill
that's
this
okay.
forest centaur real quick. That you could probably look up right now if you wanted to. Should I eat this forest centaur?
Why not?
I'm satiated, so good choice. Um, and the first, so it was like originally a Japanese game released in 1981, I think,
Oh, interesting.
according to the entry.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking at this now.
there have been a few versions since then. One of which was released for PC last year, or for Windows last year, called like Sokobon Perfect Ultimate or something funny like that. I can't remember the name now.
That's so interesting. I, for some reason, I don't know where I had this in my head, I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure about it, but I, for some reason, had the impression that Sokoban was like an ancient game.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, it has the simplicity to be like some kind of ancient
right. Yeah.
logic driven thing. I feel like so that's not like a crazy thought. I don't think. Oh, there's just a dwarf chilling here.
That's cool.
Unless it's a mimic masquerading as a dwarf. Will they do that, or do they just masquerade as?
No, they would only masquerade
Objects.
as different objects and items, yeah. And dungeon features. If you ever see a staircase in a shop, you know it's definitely a mimic.
What was the name of that Sokobon that came out last year?
Let me check. Looks like it's called Sokoban Perfect Plus
That was it.
for Windows.
It's a fun name. It has like 360 puzzles or something
It's
like
got
that.
200 levels, which is actually less than the 1989 Sokoban Perfect, which had 306, and the 1991 Sokoban Revenge, which had 1991. They're going backwards, man. Unless those are some really good puzzles.
It's getting lazy. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they recycle any of them or if it's all new puzzles. Do you like Sokobon enough that you'd want to play it separately?
I mean, I want to say based on the NetHack version, no. This is one of those things where I think Sokobon is really cool, but I mean, Sokoban is the dungeon feature of NetHack. I think is really cool, but it's one of those things when you've played the game so many times, it just becomes kind of an annoyance that you know you kind of have to do.
I don't know if I want to eat brown pudding. It sounds like it could be poo. Could that just be shit? I don't know. All right, well, unless I do something really dumb in the next 5 seconds, I solve this one
Good job. So
better than I did the last one.
this is where I recommend all of the puzzles are solved or all of the traps are accounted for here, but you have some boulders that you actually have not moved yet.
Correct.
And there's some really good items in Sokoban, so I always recommend. And at this point, you don't have to worry about trapping them or whatever because you're not going to use them. So just make sure you at least move them one time to see if there's anything underneath. There you go.
A wand of speed monster again.
Could be good.
Second one of those I have. Unlock it.
Good job, man. That was a clean Sokoban solution.
A flaming sphere. Ooh. Stupid kobold. Ooh, he had a ring and a gem.
Nice.
And a wand, rather. I don't really care about gems much these days after your gemstone advice. Although
Hey,
I
it could be
can
a good
more easily
example.
identify them now. So
So there actually are some ways that you could potentially, well, okay. If you had a gem in real life that you found on the ground, is there any ways that you can think of that you might test its worth?
test its worth. I guess clarity.
Clarity might be one. Is there anything else that you can think of that's like I don't know, a generally valuable aspect of a gem?
I mean, I don't know if weight is really
Not weight, right? But
no. I mean, you're talking about carrots because like I don't know how to
not
determine
weight,
that shit.
but hardness,
Mm.
right?
Should I just pick up gems and start throwing them?
Well, one of the things you can do is uh, have we talked about the engrave command at all?
We haven't. I noticed
Okay,
in the list of extended commands recently that was a
maybe
thing.
maybe hop back downstairs real quick. Show you this a little bit. This kind of goes into what I might teach you today a little later. So if you press capital E, it's engrave, and you can use an item
Just keep hitting the wrong
or
thing.
sorry. So it says, what do you want to write with? You can use some item. You can press a question mark to see which ones are recommended.
Right.
So you can use your weapons, your rings, obviously like the gem on your ring. any wands that you have, some tools, obviously like a magic marker or something like that. Basically, you're going to write something on the floor. Alternatively, if you exit out of here and do capital E again, you'll see that one of the suggestions is actually just a dash in the beginning. So if you try pressing dash,
Is that my finger?
This is how you write in with your finger, and you can type anything. Wes was here or something. Okay, and then if you look at your square now with your colon key.
Yeah. Oh.
And you can actually see if you step, it's written in the dust. So similar to the messages you found before, if you walk off of that and walk back on and try it now, it will mess up a little bit. This is what I was telling you about before earlier. You can see like the O turned into a C because it's similar to an O. Like it's crazy.
God, that's really cool. Who wrote like the algorithm to mess up text?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't know like who specifically worked on what pieces.
I don't know if algorithm is the right word for that, but
right, with the exception of like I know Ischak worked on a lot of the shop logic and stuff like that. But so here you can actually try really quick before you go back up.
I can do it here, right?
Okay, yeah, you can. You could actually I would do it downstairs because it might get annoying walking over there and constantly seeing. So try engraving with that gem that you just picked up.
Oops,
actually I'll recommend first try with your ruby ring. Because you know your ruby ring has a ruby on it. That is a valuable gem for sure, right? So it's saying that you engrave in the floor with a ruby ring. So your ruby is hard enough for you to engrave in the floor.
Instead of just writing
in the dust. So if you walk to another square now, and then, so you'll notice like this one, it doesn't mess up as easy. It's engraved in.
Yep.
So now if you write on another square with your ruby that you just picked up, or sorry, the red gem, which may be a ruby, it says you write in the dust with the red gem. So doesn't necessarily mean it's worthless, but this is one way that you can like test at a general level to see maybe if, obviously if you tried to engrave with a gem and it was actually an engrave, it means that the gem is at least hard enough that you can engrave with it.
Well, that gem sucked.
The other thing that you can do is if you go, let's try go back to where you were at there.
In my inventory?
No, back to the square where you just wrote something.
It's already wiped out almost.
Try engraving with your towel, maybe.
All right.
There you go. You can wipe stuff out in the dust too if it gets annoying. This can actually be useful. Another like random use of the towel. There you go.
Why is that useful?
It could get annoying if you're like walking over the same space over and over again, constantly seeing that message pop up. I think it actually might stop you sometimes. Like you have to like continue past the message.
And yeah, I didn't think that one pulled up like having to hit enter to.
I'm not sure, but it might not.
All right. Well then, we got another Sokobon level. See, there are 4, right? So I got this one and then one more.
Okay, so you have a total of
what? Oh, you're counting.
You have 11 traps here.
Yep.
And 16 boulders or apparent boulders.
That is correct.
All right, so what are your thoughts here for this first set? You got to push one of these 3.
Mm-hmm. If I push this one up 2, that would be bad.
Yeah, it looks like that blocks quite a few. Bottom one is the same way, I think, right? If you push that over enough to get out, you're going to corner it.
Yeah.
So I think this middle one is your best bet.
Because I can push it over 1.
You're going to have to push it over at least 2 to do anything.
Yeah.
And then you can at least push this one into the trap.
Another wand. Oh, God. I got so many freaking wands.
Wands are good, man.
Yeah, but I'm about to get over encumbered. I've got so much stuff.
If I were you, I would go downstairs
Drop some shit.
and just drop some stuff right by the stairs there because you're going to be, like I said, you're going to be coming back through here, so it's totally viable to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I've got all that stuff in the bag that I'm not really using, which is why I put it in the bag. And then I've got yet more stuff here.
what heavy things do you have? Maybe
How heavy are potions?
I mean, they're kind of heavy. It's liquid.
Yeah, that's what I
So
figured.
maybe just drop your pickaxe for now. If you really need it to break a boulder or something, you can come back for it. Pickaxe is pretty heavy, obviously.
I'm gonna drop that kind of crappy gem too,
Okay.
even though I'm sure it doesn't weigh much.
Yeah, the pickaxe that'll save you quite a bit, so you should be able to pick up this one, no problem now. So in order to get this block out that you pressed, that you just pushed to the left, you definitely can't push it down. You'd have to push it up would be the only possibility. But
Right.
before you do that, you're going to have to clear out some of this other stuff. If you push that down, you're not going to be able to get to it.
Yeah. I
So
just saw that. But I can do this one.
right, yeah.
Another centaur. Dead centaur. About to be a dead eaten centaur. Okay.
What's your next move here?
Let me see. I could go. Can I make it up and around? I want to push this one above me down, but I don't know if I can. How easily I can get up there to do that.
Is there any other ones that you can clear out on this side just yet? So let's say if you push that one up on the bottom, you still wouldn't be able to get around to the other side of it yet with these two on the left of you. Is there any way you can get rid of those two on the left of you?
Let's see. If I pushed this one up once, that would be reversible. And then could I push the other one?
So how about this? So, all right, if you push the bottom one up one, you're going to be blocked from getting around, right?
The one by the bow here.
Yeah, if you push that one up, you're going to be blocked from getting around, but you're ultimately going to have to push that one up. However, if you push the one right above you down to be on the same level as this one below you, then you will be able to push that one up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Push it to the same level, can I, and then I can go around that small loop to the right.
Yeah.
So I can push this guy up once.
Yeah, I think that should do it. Now you should be able to fill in or drop that bottom one down there into position, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then I can go around the long way and get this guy into place finally. I feel like there should be some like mist or braid. I guess mist doesn't really have music, does it? Some like soft piano or violin playing right now. Something classical that smart people listen to.
Yeah. Or just the Chips Challenge music.
So what does a Chips Challenge sound like?
I can't even remember. I don't even remember if it does have music. The only soundbite that I remember in that game, because my friend and I who played it quite a bit found it endlessly entertaining, is that whenever you would die, and this might honestly be just like the version that we had, like some weird Windows version that it was packaged with, but it had a soundbite that just said "bummer" when you died. And it was so hilarious because some of the later levels in that game took like a ridiculously long time to clear. Like it was like 100 things that you had to do or whatever, and it was so painfully slow, and it was so easy to make a mistake. and like fall in the water or whatever. And so like you go for like 20 minutes, you're just like silently solving this chips challenge level, and then you accidentally fall in the water and it's like, boomer.
did did that become infuriating, or did it just kind of lessen the pain of
Both,
losing?
both simultaneously somehow.
Okay,
Um,
so I'm through the easy stuff, and now I'm trying to
I
figure
think you
out.
still got some low hanging fruit here on the left. Oh, maybe
On
not, right? Because it's blocked all the way through.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
thinking. I feel like this is the kind of video that is extremely obvious to people watching rather than the people playing what needs to be done.
you can't really fiddle though. That's the thing. Like you can't fiddle around with it, or you just screw yourself completely.
Yeah, you
So you
really
really
have to
have.
be able to just look and see it. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So immediately springs to mind like there's a space in the top left here. If you just push the block above you all the way to the top, you'd block it, but you gain access to these other two.
yeah.
But that wouldn't really do much for you because the one on the left is pretty much hosed
Hmm.
completely. Is that a mimic?
Maybe we should check.
The one on the left? That seems weird. Yeah, it seemed weird to me because the block was hosed from the beginning,
Right.
and they don't really do that.
I don't want to eat that.
So there you go. That makes those two a little easier.
Smart thinking. Fortune cookie. I'm gonna eat it. I like fortune cookies.
It'll give you some advice.
They say that no one really subscribes to rec.games.roguelike.nethack. That might be true these days.
Very popular NetHack news group. Been around for a long time. I think people still post on there. It's
That's
been kind of
cool.
maybe replaced by the Reddit a little bit now. I'm not sure,
Mm.
but so the fortune cookie is a funny. There's a few funny things that can screw you on the illiterate conduct. So there's one of the conducts of NetHack that's officially tracked by the game is being illiterate, which means you never did anything that required you to read in any way or
Right.
write or show any kind of literacy. And typically, that cuts out the main thing that cuts out is like spell books and scrolls, which is
Yeah.
huge. Like never being able to use any scrolls, especially, is a humongous setback, handicap. And so that's what you're mainly thinking about. Okay, so check this out. So you've got a couple of items here. I'll get back to what I was saying.
Yep.
There's still traps there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If you step onto that, you're going to fall down to it might actually be worth doing just so you can see what happens on these upper levels. So if you just step on that trap, it's just going to send you down to the lower level again.
Follow the hole. Yeah.
And I think it will actually dislodge that item and it will fall through with you. So you can go ahead and try it just to see. It's not going to do much. It might do a little damage or something, but
Oh.
didn't even do any damage. But yeah, I think that item over there, the
No, this
food,
was a tripe
okay,
ration.
it might just fall in a random spot in the level. I'm sure you'll find it eventually. But anyway, so that's what happens if you fall through. And I think it did dislodge that food. Okay, maybe it didn't.
Still there.
Instead of doing that, try kicking it.
Ah.
Well, there you go.
Now it fell through.
Yeah, so that's a way you can get rid of those items. It's possible, actually, if you push a boulder in, it will dislodge it also. I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, you can find that on your way back through.
It should be on this floor, right?
Yeah, it's probably on here somewhere. I think it just falls to a random spot.
All right. Yeah, we'll find that on the way back. Okay.
Anyway, so what I was saying is there's some really funny like gotchas to the illiterate conduct, which you're obviously not even thinking about if you're actually doing that conduct for the most part. One of them is eating a fortune cookie. Automatically, you read the fortune and you've broken conduct, which would be an extremely frustrating thing to do like late in the game.
How shitty would it be to get to the end of the game and be starving to death and having only a fortune cookie and to eat?
Yeah. The other thing is there are T-shirts in the game. There's a T-shirt in the game, and you can wear it obviously as a shirt. But you can also read it. The T-shirt has like some funny thing on it, and obviously, if you read the T-shirt, it also breaks your conduct.
Oh man, that would suck.
All right, so I think your things are heating up here a little bit for you.
Yep. Hot block push in action.
So you could that one that you were standing by before. That's definitely a possibility.
Up here.
Push that over.
Yeah.
You can get to these. But that's not going to. Yeah.
What is this? A mummy. Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that
sure how much
doesn't.
that actually did for you, though.
Well, I can always push it back, except now I'd
You
be
can,
stuck.
but then you're stuck in there.
Well, the thing is, I've only got 4 more to fill
Right.
with quite a bit more.
Yeah, so you could probably corner that one and be safe to the left if you wanted to. It doesn't really give you access to any of these other boulders, though. It might be a better strategy to try to go from bottom up if you can.
Will this let me get in here?
Right. I guess you could corner this one to the left, and then you could corner the one on the far right here in the bottom left of this little nook underneath it.
Right.
You'd be basically wasting those 2 blocks, but then I think that would give you access to essentially all the rest of these.
Yeah, that
So
seems.
that should be enough.
Make sure no mimics there. So push this guy all the way to the left.
Yeah, it's definitely not the ideal solution, but it should work.
I guess I should have pushed it up into this corner. Oh well.
Nah, it's okay. I think you'll be all right.
And then I'm going to push this one down.
Yeah, you'll basically be removing that one from the game too, but I think that should be okay. Seems like you'll still have plenty. Because now you have access to these easily. Yeah. So before doing this, okay, for the next one, I recommend at this point, since you've been moving around a little bit, go ahead and push that in. But I recommend for the next one, each time before you press it down this hallway, you just take a quick peek because, like I said, it's possible for an enemy to spawn in the hallway as you're pushing.
And screw you.
And then, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really screw you because you can kill it on the other side of the boulder by just like tossing stuff at it. But it's just annoying to have to deal with.
And if I was, in this case, I have some items and stuff, so would be fine. But
yeah,
could put you in kind of a dicey situation.
Yeah.
Why risk it? Oh, look at that! There's a newt.
By the way, I told you earlier that you were banned from moving diagonally past boulders in Sokobon. You can actually still move diagonally just fine.
Yeah,
it's just
I've
that you
noticed that.
can't. Yeah, you just can't corner between a boulder and a wall or 2 boulders or whatever.
Kicked that one out of the way because I'm smart and I remembered. Okay, what else here? I can push this one up to.
You can actually just push that straight down, I think.
Oh, shoot, I can. Didn't even see that. That should have gotten rid of that item because it was kind of throwing me off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Hard lick. Wow.
A lich.
He didn't die. And suddenly I'm burdened. Is that from him hitting me?
Maybe there's some bad status on you. You might want to give your handy dandy unicorn horn a go there.
Still burdened.
Maybe one more?
I forget, was there another way I used the unicorn horn other than applying it? Huh, okay.
There you go.
Where'd that asshole go?
Maybe put on your towel.
Good thought.
Take a look.
Was that apply or was
Put
that wear?
capital P, put
Capital P.
like jewelry for some reason.
I mean, you do put on a towel, but I guess you also wear a towel as well. Okay, so
Not
there's
seeing him.
maybe he can they teleport like out of levels or something?
Potentially something like that. Well, you can take your towel off at least. Maybe you just can't see him in that way.
It's capital A to remove it. All right. Well, I guess we'll deal with him if he shows back up. Oops, I forgot to check the hallway, but oh well.
Looks like you're good.
I want to look at the here. Oh well. Pretty sure I didn't get a message that I killed him. So I don't know.
I do know that. So as another one of these special rules of Sokoban is you can't normally teleport in this level. For obvious reasons, right? Like if you had the ability to teleport, they don't want you just cheating in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it also applies to enemies typically, or at least as far as I know. And so him teleporting doesn't seem likely either. I'm not really sure what happened there.
So what's a mumak?
It's a quadruped.
I got that. Based on the color, or just it being a plain symbol, does that mean it's something I can tame?
No, it's definitely not. Cat and dog and horse, basically the only thing you can tame with like food.
All right, a figurine of a panther.
But he had a figurine of a panther.
Do I want that?
It's up to you, man. You're the master of your own destiny.
Panthers are cool, but I'm already almost over encumbered as it is. Unless I'm gonna arrive at some kind of panther worshipping cult later. That wasn't a trap.
I think it's time for the trusty
Fuck.
The trusty
God damn it.
Pickaxe there.
I thought there was a hole there.
It's all right. It's very, very easy to make a mistake.
What a unnecessary mistake too after I beat the whole damn thing.
It's all right. You got this, man.
I'm gonna drop. Let's see. I'm gonna drop at least one of those cursed speed monster scrolls, or wands rather. What else should I drop here?
Maybe just drop some of your food for now. Like your 4 food rations. You have 2 uncursed. You can grab these on the way out. Yeah.
That's true.
That works.
I'll probably need to eat one soon as well.
Yeah, you can always go back for the other stuff if you really need them.
Is it apply the pickaxe?
Yep.
A eucalyptus leaf. That's a new one.
Doesn't sound very heavy.
I would hope not. Alright, now I need to wield my sword again.
Good thinking.
Because I did not do that last time and got my ass kicked for a little bit. Wow, that hurt. Holy crap. Kind of want to make these things chase me here.
Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Let's see.
Another.
What's equipping weapons to throw again? I know F
Uh,
throws them, but quiver, right?
yeah, and I actually believe F if you just press F.
It did give me the option to like pick something to throw.
Yeah, and I think that will actually automatically quiver them, I believe.
Oh, okay. Baby crocodile.
I hope you feel good about yourself after killing that baby crocodile. It's
Yeah,
minding its own business, man.
maybe I do.
So one little just little tip about how to handle encounters, something that can help a little bit. Obviously, like it's better to fight them one-on-one combat in a hallway like this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for them to come to you with just like search or period or whatever until they get to you. So actually, turns out it's sometimes it's a good strategy, especially for things that are slower than you, to instead of just approaching them directly and attacking. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter for things that you're just going to overpower anyway. But like similar to in a tactics game or something like that, like if you walk up to an enemy, you're kind of like using your turn to walk.
Yep.
And so, like, if you walk up and stand next to an enemy, it's probably going to have opportunity over you because you walked and stood next to it. However, if you wait for it to move to the square next to you, sometimes you can just get an extra hit in that way. Or if it's really slower than you, what you can sometimes do is like wait for it to move to the square next to you, hit it, walk back a square, and then kind of rinse and repeat. Things like that are totally viable strategies for tougher encounters.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm usually kind of just eager to get in the
Yeah,
fight, which is obviously not necessarily the smartest way to go.
in this case, you have like a +4 Excalibur, and you're super strong, and you're Valkyrie, so like it doesn't really matter that much. But certainly for earlier in the game, for certain roles, it can make the difference.
And I mean, I've been taking some damage here, so
Whoa! I just saw you had something. Oh, did you just zap a wand?
I just zapped a wand.
Oh, and it looks like it turned out to be a wand of polymorph because it changed things.
So I just uncovered a wand of polymorph, and I just used another wand right now.
Oh, okay.
It's freezing sphere neutral level 8. So
You got a bunch of information about it. It was like a scan kind of thing. What does it say if you go into your inventory?
oh, I see. So
Oh, if you go into your inventory
yeah,
there?
the thing that's coming at me is a freezing sphere.
Yeah, it looked like it scanned it in some way.
So that
Oh yeah,
must have
wand
been
of probing.
okay. Not necessarily what I would have assumed that meant
Well,
right off the
you
bat,
hope
but
it's not what you think it means.
I'm going to use the magic missile on this guy. Oh God, did it come back?
I don't think it came back quite far enough, but almost. Wands can bounce.
Good to know. I don't know if I want to let the freezing sphere touch me. But I don't know. Let's see. Could use magic missile again. I've got. So, can you tell me about
You could use slow
polymorph?
monster also.
You want to tell
So
me about polymorph?
um, not necessarily.
Oh,
Okay. Well, it looks like you were unaffected.
all right.
I don't necessarily want to tell you all about polymorph, but I mean, it does what you think it does. It changes things. Um, all kinds of different things. Ooh, that was a strong hit from Leo Crota.
Yeah, that thing had some
Whew.
damage on it.
Yeah, if you notice, that was the same quadruped type as the Mumak.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, those happen to be pretty powerful enemies. They have really, really strong attacks, and I believe quite a bit of hit points as well. Definitely like kind of an early game. I don't think they're all that fast. I might be wrong about that, but definitely like an early game thing to watch out for. In this case, you have -10 armor class, so you did pretty well, but you can imagine with how much damage that did at -10, like
Yeah.
if you had an early game amount of armor class, you'd be kind of screwed.
Yeah, I think on probably the other characters that I've played before this, maybe with the exception of the orc, that would have been probably deadly
Yeah.
if I'd let it hit me. All right. Doing work with these last couple of shurikens.
Good stuff, man.
I don't know if I want to really eat that thing's corpse. I'm really paranoid after that food poisoning brush with death I had.
Food rots pretty quickly. Typically, I mean, like, rule of thumb is if you just kill the thing in an encounter, you're fine. If you had to walk away from it and do some other stuff for any amount of time, it's probably not a good idea.
Not fine. Ooh, what's that? A naga. Dead naga. I'm really paranoid. I don't want to eat it.
It might be a good idea to. I mean, this game is going pretty well, and you're not really starving. It might be a good idea to test different corpses out on games where you're just not quite as.
Don't have as good a shot.
You don't have as much to lose.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, this seems like an easy... Oh, it's a mimic. Seems too good to be true, didn't it?
Yep.
Well, now you're dead, asshole.
So how much? What are you looking at here? You got...
All right, so this is the final level of Sokobon, right?
16, I think. It is. You'll notice there's no stairs here, except for the ones that you came up.
Mm.
There's just a big room ahead of you.
Yeah, so 16 holes. 18 boulders. So it was a bit...
Potentially 18.
Right.
Yeah. This one can be kind of tricky. These so actually the last level of Sokobon, the final level, this one.
Yep.
This is one where there's only two possibilities. Well, okay. Two possibilities I know of. Maybe they added more for 3.6. I don't think they did, but maybe they did. This is one of the ones I'm aware of. So, well, I'll tell you more about it later. But yeah, suffice it to say, there's only two final levels.
So my first thought is I don't want to do anything in the first room right off the bat.
Well, so if you don't do anything in the first room right off the bat...
I need to get something out of the way.
There's no way you're going to be able to get anything through there. So First of all, you probably just want to check all of the boulders in that first room and make sure none of them are fake. Because if so, that could change the solution completely.
Yeah. All right,
all good?
No mimics.
Okay. So how would it be possible to get something out of that first room so that you can actually get stuff through there? It's definitely impossible to push any of them up.
Right.
So the only solution is you're going to have to push it down further. But you probably need to prepare some room to be able to do that.
Right.
And
I could push this one to my left over 2 spots.
You could do that, although you could put that back in the same place, it also wouldn't be the same because then you'd be on the other side of it. So potentially want to hold off on that. So if you push the top one down into the second chamber, any of those blocks into the second chamber here that you're in, that one's going to get more filled. If you push any of these to the third chamber, that one's going to get more filled, and so on. And so the fourth one only has 1 block in it, so it might be a good place to start by trying to get more blocks into the fourth chamber while still making them accessible to be able to be moved around.
Right. Okay.
And you'll notice actually that third chamber has curiously a kind of a 9 square box in the left where, it makes it easy to kind of manipulate around a block if you pressed one over there.
No mimics here.
Is that one at the bottom a mimic?
Let's check. Nope.
But you heard a sound reminiscent of a seal barking.
That's weird. It's an uncommon thing to hear in a dungeon, I feel like. So if I pushed this one to my right over 3 spaces, I'd be able to get up and around it and reverse that. So that that fits the first rule of Sokobon, right? Of making something your first rule anyway, of being able to reverse a decision.
Although it's one of the occasions where even if you did that,
I wouldn't be stuck.
You actually wouldn't be blocked, yeah. So you can feel free to tinker in that way.
And then, shoot, that didn't entirely do what I was thinking it would, but that's okay.
Yeah, you can't get the one on the right. You can get the one on the left, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you might want to be careful here. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and push that down. You're going to have to be able to get in there. But before you press that to the left, you'll notice if you press that right now, you're gonna block yourself.
If I push it to the left?
Yeah. So there's a 9 square kind of turnabout to the left there, but right now one of the squares is taken up, and so if you push that to the left to be in that turnabout, you kind of screw yourself. Oh, well, I guess you don't, because you can still get to the top one, but you probably want to clear out that turnabout completely.
I think move this guy over one to the right.
Yeah, I think so. Potentially even more if you can afford it. Not too much more, but yeah. So that will allow you to put another one on the top here.
Should I go over one more?
I think so, yeah, because you can push it against the top, right? Kind of line them up there. And as long as there's one space between these,
So I should push this one over the right one more space, maybe?
I think so. It's not hurting you.
Yeah. And then if I push this one over to the right one more, we'd be able to fit in a third kind of lined up.
Yeah.
Oh, getting hungry. Let's eat an uncursed food ration. All right, now who should I push in here? What is with this seal barking? Some mimic somewhere? That doesn't seem like a mimic thing to do. So I guess the easiest one is this one on the left, bottom left here.
I mean, I feel like any blocks you get out of this chamber is a win, because you're ultimately probably going to be doing this to the other chambers as well.
You say this like you haven't done this dozens of times before.
Just trying to give you hints without totally giving you the solution here. But I do want you to complete it.
I appreciate it. I think it'll happen unless I do something really boneheaded. All right, so we've got that bottom room in good shape. This room, let's see, what could I do to make space in this room? I could push the one to my left one space. That would be okay. I don't know what that gets me necessarily. So now we want to get something from the above rooms down into here, right, to free up a bit more space.
Probably. Is there any way you can stuff any more into the bottom chamber without screwing yourself?
If I had one in the little turnabout space right below the leftmost boulder, that would be okay, right?
Yeah. So I'd say you probably want to fill that up as much as you can. Just to clear out this room as much as you can. Are there any of these boulders that you can get down there?
Are there? Let's see. If I moved this one back several spaces to the left.
That works.
Then I can do this guy.
Not with it there, you can't, but...
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that should work. So I think that's about as full as that one's going to be able to get.
Now let's see, should I move this one back over? Or should I move... I can't take this one all the way to the top. That's madness.
Not yet.
Not yet. Alright, well I'm going to just put it back over here for the moment. Alright, who's my best candidate to bring down? From, let's see, from this top room, or this middle room, if I moved the one to my left one, or two, then I could go to the one below it and push that one down.
I think that's really the only one in here that you can even do.
Now I got to decide where I'm putting it. Because I don't think I want to take it all the way to the bottom room, do I?
Definitely can't take anything else in the bottom room without
blocking it,
compromising, the situation down there. So it's going to be in this room somewhere. Maybe just get it as far out of the way without completely negating it.
So I could push it down and then like to the left a couple spaces.
That would work.
All right. What do I do now? Let's see. The key thing is I need to get something out of that first room so that I can then push boulders up and into the first.
And there's no way you're going to be able to do that without first pushing it down into the second chamber because they're all against the bottom wall.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which I can do now. I have some more space.
But another thing to note is that only the third and fourth chamber have a third
row
depth to them. Yeah. So it's impossible to turn a block around in the first or second chamber. So it's going to have to come all the way down. Anything that you turn around, basically switch directions on and start pushing it up rather than down, is going to have to at least come down to the third.
Okay. This one's less fun. It's tedious.
It's like playing The Witness.
Have you actually played The Witness?
I have.
Oh, so we talked about this before we started recording these episodes even. And you were very unsure if you wanted to play it or not.
I'm not the biggest fan of Jonathan Blow, but I liked his game. The Witness was very good.
Oh, you played all of it?
Yeah, I beat it. I'm still working on kind of the end game, but...
Damn, I played it like a few hours of it with my girlfriend over a couple weekends, but we probably solved 40, 50 puzzles.
You gotta have your girlfriend help you with this Sokobon puzzle, man.
Hundreds. She would probably be pretty good at it. She had an eye for some of the... We had, it seemed like fairly complementary skills. Like there were ones that she would just see very easily that I would be like, what's going on? And then kind of vice versa, ones that I found very easy that she would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, my wife and I did the same for sure.
Okay, back to Sokobon. So, let's see. At this point, can I get one from the top chamber down, or do I need to do another one from this chamber? If I pushed this one to the left a couple spaces, that would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then does that give me the wiggle room to bring one down?
It doesn't quite give you the wiggle room that you need to bring one from the first chamber to the third because you'll have to move to the right after pushing it down.
Into the third chamber?
No, so if you pushed one from the first to the second chamber now,
Uh-huh.
you would have to move to the right to get around the right side of it to push it left toward the entrance to the third chamber.
Right.
And you can't do that right now because that spot is blocked.
Gotcha.
So you'd have to get that one out of there somehow.
Okay, so how do I do that? Should I just corner the guy to the far right?
That's one option. You definitely have more than you need,
Yeah.
but it makes it so that you can't make any other mistakes also, or very few other mistakes. But that's definitely a possibility.
I don't make mistakes. What are you talking about? I mean, the other option is to push it up, which doesn't seem like the smartest move. What else could I do?
So what if you've got some room on the left.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3 blank spaces on the left there.
Oh yeah, what if I just push it to the other side of the doorway?
Yeah. So what happens if you do that?
Now let's see. If I just did it there, is that enough? That is enough, isn't it?
It's enough to push it to the right, and then would you be able to push it into the third chamber from there? Kind of test it out.
So let's see if I've got a boulder in front of me, and then yes.
Yeah. So that gets you to the third chamber at least.
Sweet. Okay, now which one do I want to push in? I want to do the one to my left, right?
So you're kind of in the same position here as you were that you just solved. Mm-hmm. Because in order to get this up and out of here to where the actual traps are, you'll need to be able to move out of here.
Yeah, so it's the one on
to
my
get
right.
around it. But then you'll also have to have the one on your left clear because you'll have to be able to get underneath it to push it up out of there.
Yeah.
So you kind of need both of those out of there.
Got it. And the order shouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
I need both of them solved. All right, so down one more. Over. All right, now where am I taking this guy? I'm going to go down at least one more. And then, let's see. Could go down. I could move it to the right, one space to the right of the doorway. That would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I probably need to rearrange this room some.
You probably want to get things like to their extremes without blocking them. So like you have some space on the right there, mm-hmm. Where you could move things, but there's that middle block.
Yeah.
That you don't want that to get blocked off either. So.
Well, this one could go one to the left. That would be fine.
Yeah, it's not hurting anything.
Moonstone ring.
And there's a ring underneath.
Is that block on the right, is there really any need for it to be there? Should I move it up a space?
Which one? Oh, yeah, right. The one in the middle?
Yeah.
That definitely gets it more out of the way, and it kind of opens you up to be able to put blocks here underneath mm-hmm. without blocking them.
All right.
So now you've kind of opened up some more space here for yourself. Well, before you did that, actually, I might actually. Oh,
sorry.
I would push that back actually before you do that.
Whoa, what's that?
Some orcs.
What's up, orcs?
Yeah, before you do that, you probably want to. So you're going to be pushing another block in there, which might be a problem for you right now.
Wow, bunch of orcs.
I see picking up gold.
They're greedy. Greedy little fuckers. Man, that was a lot of orcs that just spawned.
Yeah, they're one of kind of the mob style enemies. They usually spawn in packs.
They were coming for that Sokobon treasure.
So
All right.
before you move that next block down, I might try to. You basically cleared out some room for yourself on the bottom right corner of this third chamber.
Jesus, there's so much stuff all of a sudden.
And more experience points for you, man.
All right, I guess we're clear finally.
So like I
Okay.
said, you have this bottom right portion of the chamber clear
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yep.
You might want to take advantage of that because you're going to be pushing another block down here, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't want this one that you just pushed down to get in the way.
Should I pick this junk up?
Just leave it.
It's just kind of annoying walking over it.
Yeah,
Um, so maybe push this one a few to the right.
I think so. I mean, you opened up that space, so kind of gets it out of the way, and now you have kind of a set spot for your.
I guess I can go. Should I go over one more? Do I need
I
to?
think so. Yeah, you are going to need to because same thing as
Getting stuff
above,
out. Yeah.
right?
Son of a bitch. Oh, nope. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
All right, man. I think you almost got this solved.
What the hell? Is there like a Foley artist in one of these rooms somewhere?
A trapper keeper. It's like a trapper keeper in sound.
No, that's another like NPC peaceful gnomish wizard. Okay. All right. All these icons make this a little more confusing. Son of
Yeah,
a
so
bitch.
here's an example of the annoying like enemy behind a boulder kind of thing, but you can usually just wait it out until they get out of the way.
Uh-oh. There's like a bee down there or something now.
Just be careful not to accidentally push a block where you don't want it. This is how it can get really annoying and confusing.
So I just want to push this one straight down,
Yeah.
but okay. Screw you, bat. You're dead. You're dead.
All right. So I think you can finally start doing some
Woo!
stuff here.
Whoo! Yay! So I can clear stuff out of the middle room now, the second room.
Yeah.
So let's start with the easy. Push this up and up and up. Hooray! We started to do it. Now I just got to push a ton of rocks.
This can be so much more annoying if you have your pets
I believe it.
constantly getting in the way.
I'm worried about them going feral right now, but I'm really glad they're not here
Um,
in the way of my
so
shit.
don't worry about it so much because uh, it's actually not that big of a problem, especially after Sokobon because you're going to have so much food. You can retame your pets in the same way as taming them for the first time. Same way you tamed Rocky, right? Which was somebody else's pet.
Yep.
You just throw him food. So,
Rocky has been my most reliable, and he wasn't even mine originally.
dude, Rocky's a badass.
He is. God, get the fuck out of the way.
He's the king, man. You can't tell him what to do.
Son of a bitch.
He's your king. You're a dwarf.
I bow to no king. I'm a Valkyrie. I only care about God, right? Is that how it works? I don't know anything about Valkyries. Okay. So cleared that room out. That was nice. Nice and pleasant. What's next here? I guess this room's actually gonna be pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah, should be.
If this fucker doesn't get in my way. Oh my god. This is a good argument for playing a character who just wants to kill dwarves or
Yeah,
elves
maybe
or
next time you
whatever.
should play a chaotic character.
Did I choose my alignment, or was that's part of being a Valkyrie, right?
It's part of being a Valkyrie. It's lawful by default, but it's also what allowed you to get Excalibur.
Totally. The Valkyrie thing is the only reason I'm alive right now, for sure, in this run. But I'm really annoyed by people
So
walking around
try to make sure as you push these blocks up here that gnome doesn't get
stuck.
trapped over here. Yeah, in the that would be annoying because then you'd basically be forced to probably kill him or
Right.
try to knock him down into the pit.
What the hell? I don't think I hit my inventory button. I don't know why that popped up the way it did. That's an interesting icon for a spellbook.
It's just a plus. All spellbooks are pluses. The reason it's highlighted is because of this stacks of things are highlighted.
The other stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Getting closer.
Huh. So unlike you, enemies actually can move diagonal around boulders. It's one of the restrictions that you have, but they don't. But it's actually good because, for instance, if there is an enemy in the hallway and you haven't pushed the block quite in there yet, you can wait for him to come out at an angle. So here, if you push this up and you don't see him, you might want to wait until he comes out. You might want to put your towel on and see if he's over there.
Yeah.
If he is, you probably want to wait for him to come out.
What's my towel, D?
Yeah, he is. So just hold on here, wait for him to... Oh, you can see a bunch of other stuff here too.
Sure can. Oh boy.
It's the return of David's treasure zoo.
Oh boy.
Oh, he does not want to come out. He's having a good old time.
He's not even coming close.
All right. Come on, man.
Come on, you son of a bitch. What if I use all the food I get in Sokobon waiting for this guy to come out? Is there anything I can do to encourage him?
This should be the advertisement for NetHack.
Come on. Come on. Come on. No. You can do it.
Get over there, like you're going to push it. Just be ready so the moment he comes out, you're there waiting.
Oh, I hate you so much. I hate him. Oh my god. This is the worst thing.
You're particularly unlucky here.
I don't even know what that was.
Something brainless or something. Maybe I'm zombie or mummy.
Oh, come on. Come on. Just do it. If I try to push the boulder into him when he's next to it, you think that...
It's possible for an enemy to fall down
Does that
it wouldn't do anything bad to you. It's also not assured.
Well, there goes the hunger.
You can give it a shot.
So what I actually meant was, like, if I try to push it right now, would that be...
It'll just... Oh, there you go.
Oh, son of a bitch.
No, it would just say you couldn't move it because he's behind.
I was wondering if there might be a...
It might actually be worth just keeping your towel on while you push these up so you can
Yeah.
see if he's going to be in there.
Um,
Yeah,
I
it was a
was
mummy that you
I was
in
just
there.
thinking that might be. I wonder if in the programming there's an element of encouragement where if you push an object up against an enemy, they or a creature, it encourages them to get out of the way of it with a
I'm
move,
not
and
sure.
maybe would make him come out of the diagonal.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Sort of like when you walk into NPCs and RPGs and just like push them into a doorway or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I need to clear out the bottom room and then push these down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so many items. I wasn't
You
close to being
you
encumbered.
can press escape
I have been.
when it, okay. Yeah, when something pops up it'll cancel all of the things in one press.
Still, there's like
Hold
three
on. Did that
piles.
work? I think it did, but that might just be your blindness, but probably just want to step on that to make sure. Step on it. There you go.
I
Kerplunk.
just didn't go quite far enough with it.
Some good onomatopoeia there.
Kerplunk. Is there a game called Kerplunk?
Might be a board game or something. Oh yeah, it's the game where you like wet a paper towel
Yes.
and you put marbles on it.
Man, whoever came up with that game must have been a superstar at Parker Brothers or whatever. Like, you're selling kids a freaking plastic ring that they supply their own piece of
it,
tissue paper for.
it must have been somewhat popular too because we both know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, that must have cost about $1 to manufacture. That's a score right there. Big money.
One of the things I'll do, which maybe I should have told you this earlier, but if there's a particularly large amount of friendly,
Oh
careful.
shit.
If there's a particularly large amount of friendly enemies in one of these levels, and I've left my pet below, sometimes it's you can go down, get your pet, have him
Nope.
kill him,
Kill
and take him
everything.
back down or something.
Brutal.
I think you're getting pretty close here though, so
No mercy from you. What's that T? Troll.
it's a nice troll, man.
Bring it, ice troll. Uh-oh. Whoa. Uh-oh. That messed up a bunch of my stuff, huh?
Potentially your holy water. Yeah, it looks like that broke your holy water, dude.
Bummer.
So this is potentially a reason to keep your potions in a bag.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, that
Lesson
sucks,
learned.
but good to know.
So you probably want to throw the rest of those potions in your bag, just in case.
Was that with put?
Apply.
Apply the bag.
Capital B. That makes sense.
Potions in the bag.
So this is another thing that's just kind of a convenience thing. Obviously, you become more familiar with what your Like you know at this point that potions are represented by an exclamation point and scrolls are represented by a question mark. Uh-oh.
What did I do here?
You might want to wait on that one before you press that up.
That's right. Yeah, I got confused. So this is what happened when I fucked up on the first level is I got into a random fight and then forgot that I was half
Yeah.
done pushing a thing.
But what I was saying is, obviously you become more familiar with uh, what the item that or the symbol that represents the type of item is, as opposed to like when you put something in your bag, it says like what type do you want to put in, and then it's got like a letter next to each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try that really quick one more time.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Another ice troll, and I'm gonna magic missile this fucker.
Oh, you took off your Excalibur?
I just wanted to zap again. It was X. Dead.
Definitely put back on your Excalibur. I don't think you have it on.
I did
oh,
put
you
it
did.
back
Okay.
in. Yeah.
So if you try putting something in your bag real quick.
Man, there's a lot of crap right here. Put something in my bag.
Yeah.
Capital B.
So it'll give you this list, right? And it'll say like G is for scrolls. But like if you already know, like I'm just going to put all my scrolls in my bag, you can actually use the symbol for scrolls. So like question mark in this case, and it will automatically select that as well.
Oh, okay.
So that can be a really fast way, and then you can press like enter and select all, and then put them in there. It's just a little bit faster because taking things in and out of containers is something that you end up doing quite often, actually.
Once you have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Get out the way. Another ice troll. Jeez. Or is it? Oh, apparently it is. Keeps wanting to pick up the loot and move it around. Okay, we're down to only a few.
Did you notice what happened there?
That there was a thing there that wasn't there.
That was the original ice troll corpse. It's not there anymore.
He's melting.
Potentially.
I mean, what else would he be doing?
All right, so what are you doing with these last boulders?
I guess I'm pushing them into the bottom room and then looping them around.
Yep. You got 5 more to go, man. You're almost there.
Oh, I'm so tired of pushing boulders.
You're so close. You have David's Treasure Zoo 2, Return of Son of David's Treasure Zoo to look forward to.
David's new Treasure Zoo. I'm really glad you ended up liking The Witness.
Me too.
Since presumably
I went into it ready to hate it.
Cost some money, $40 game, and you were kind of dead set against it at first.
Well, I mean, I'll play anything. I don't care for the man, but
you were suspicious.
For the day, he makes a good game.
Suspicious. Well, and you were mostly suspicious because you love,
right. And I think part of it is that I didn't feel like the game was. I mean, at a visual level, yes, it's a game where you move around an environment and solve puzzles, but really, like School of Design wise, it's nothing like Riven at all.
Not at all, yeah.
And so,
Did that make it a bit harder to or easier to like it?
I think easier to like it.
Because your
I
your kind of opinion going in or before you decided to play it was like, oh, it's
well,
not
like,
like Riven, and that
yeah,
makes
I
it
mean, like when sort of pretentious dude that I don't like says like, "Hey, I'm gonna make my version of this game that you really love and like fix all the things that I think are wrong with it and make a better game." Um, that obviously turns me off at the outset, but yeah, I mean, the fact that it just didn't feel like it was even trying to be the same kind of game, I think did help.
it's a gorgeous
That's one.
game.
Yo, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of those games though. Like Riven is one of those games where I don't. I I hesitate to think that anyone will really create a game quite like that with the same mentality again.
Right.
Um, Even Abduction, which I backed on Kickstarter or whatever. It's like the same team. I mean, even those guys, I'm very curious to see what they come up with, but I'm prepared for disappointment just because Riven is one of those things where I feel like enough of the game is actually, it was almost an accident, or at least it feels like it to me, that I'm not sure if they could really put together the same level of experience that I had with that game.
Lightning in a bottle, at least for you.
Yeah,
We're almost there.
almost, dude. One more.
One more. Is that a unicorn that just spawned?
Might be.
Whoa, did I just push that diagonally?
I'm not sure what happened there.
Whoa, what the? Holy crap. This is hurting me pretty badly.
Maybe take off your towel and see what that is, because you can't see it normally.
Can I do that with put? No.
Capital A. Oh, it's attacking you. Try it again. Maybe try to get a couple of steps distance on it before you do.
Uh-oh, my magic missile's dead. So,
You have
magic,
slow monster at least.
it the wand won't disappear when it's can't be used anymore.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, you got to get that. You got to get that blindfold off, man, so you can see what you're dealing with here.
I did take it off.
You tried, but you got interrupted because it hit you.
Oh,
So that's why I said you might want to get a couple steps of space on it and take that blindfold off.
didn't understand what you were saying. Oh God, I'm on fire.
Yeah, this was good going to the stairs here.
Am I am I still on fire?
No, no, you're okay.
I guess I'll have to get vision on it again.
Yeah.
Fire elemental. Okay. Hmm. I've got my wand of striking.
Looks like you have a couple of wands of magic missile there.
Oh yeah, I've been using the X one.
Try the
So
H one.
should I get? Maybe I should go recuperate a little first. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah. You know what you can do while you're down here is look for that food that fell and also push some of these other blocks out of the way and see if there's anything underneath them. You still have a couple that you haven't pushed yet. Something to do while you wait. There it is.
There's my
A
pancake.
pancake.
All right.
I'm sure that tastes great.
Like the server is a little laggy.
Yeah. Hey, you just found that pancake, man.
Was eat a pancake? Oh, son of a bitch.
It's all right. That's just actually, that's just a message that you sometimes get. It doesn't actually mean like you got food poisoning or anything like that.
Yeah. Probably doesn't satiate as well as non-rotten food, though.
It's true. It might not.
All right, let's go kick this thing's ass. Hmm.
Did you use the right one? I think it was a capital H.
Oh. Okay, that was good. Phew. I gotta say, I really dig this like small bit of animation.
You know what? I actually think I might have. So there's an option called. Good job killing that. Can you go to your options real quick? I think it's, what is it?
Um,
Capital O? There's an option called, keep going. It's called Sparkle. Yeah, you know what? I actually have Sparkle turned off because I play the game a lot, but I would actually recommend turning that on because, look, any chance you can have to see some animation, you want to see it.
can I do that
That's
here?
basically what that is. Yeah, you just changed to V.
I'm hitting
If you
V.
really
It's
want,
not doing
you
anything.
just press V here.
It's not doing anything.
Oh no.
Nope.
Oh, I
Definitely
would
hitting V.
I would think you'd be able to turn that on. Well, you could put it in your options file. No big deal. Um, for next time, maybe. Oh yeah, we never went through the options file. Like I said, would be a good idea.
Didn't we do that way earlier?
I don't think so. I mean, we fixed your options file, but we never. I was saying now that you've kind of gotten a little bit more used to the game, we could actually go through some of the things that we set.
Talk through it.
Yeah, maybe we could do that next episode or something.
Wait, is there? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was like freaking out that I was on the wrong side of that boulder for a second and needed to be pushing it the other way, but we good. Wait, is this an opportunity for me to ride a unicorn? Oh shit.
So the command that you would want would be, is it ride or is it mount? Did that autocomplete as ride?
It did.
It might be right. Okay, yeah.
I
There you go.
remember that that's the command. Ah,
Gotta get that saddle, man.
I can go bareback. Come on.
Before you make the final push here, you might want to put your towel back on and just make 100% sure.
Cool. That's
There's no baddies in there.
Oh yeah, it's. Oops. Wrong button. D.
All right, I think you're good. Oh,
Wait.
did you already clear the trap? I don't know how that happened.
You know what? With the towel, yes, I must have, but I didn't realize it because with the towel,
yeah, I didn't either. I guess this is time once again for your pickaxe.
So when do I get judged for my cheating?
It's more of a. So I believe it's been a little while. This is one of the things that it's just a modifier of one of your hidden stats. It might actually be luck, which I mentioned earlier, although it might be alignment, which is a different one. They're kind of similar. They have some things in common. So it's not that you're actually judged. It's just that some hidden stats for you have been negatively modified.
Got it.
But it's nothing that's like unrecoverable. So you are hungry. You probably want to eat something before you deal with son of David here.
Should we end this episode on before doing all this combat? Because I feel like this is going to take a while to do it properly. I mean,
It's up to you. I haven't taught you the thing of the day yet.
we kind of finished Sokobon,
I guess
uh,
Sokobon was kind of a good one. Yeah,
but
I guess we could pick up here next time.
the reward remains. But I think this combat might take another 20 minutes or so,
Yeah,
if I'm being careful, which I want to do because I don't want to screw this up right now. It's going too well. Got a good thing going.
yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so that'll do it for this time. I feel like I've stockpiled a couple lessons now, so
Yeah,
maybe next episode
congrats,
will
man.
be a
This was a good
twofer.
achievement this time.
Yeah, I managed to screw up the last step every time the last step at the very end after having basically solved it. But that's okay. Well, yeah, I made it through Sokobon. Had to cheat a
Good
little bit.
job.
It's all right.
Good job. We'll see what awaits you next time.
All right, sounds good.